Oh, finally. Detective Gumshoe, I trust you have the test results. Of course, sir. I just got the report back from the lab. Shut the fuck up. Detective, please be silent. So this is the evidence that Prosecutor Edgeworth was talking about. Huh? Hey, what's this? This is the first time I've heard of it. This was a request from me. I asked him to investigate a certain piece of evidence. Why? Why is everyone always helping you out? I'm the one in charge of the crime scene. Mr. DeBest, I apologize for taking matters into my own hands, but how about we hear this report first? Sure. Detective Gumshoe, what were the results? Here's a report, sir. The traces of blood found in the Gemini sculpture belong to the victim of the poison gas, Dane Gustavia. What are you saying? Good work, Detective Gumshoe. You left evidence fucking behind. Oh my god. As I thought, my theory was correct. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? We too would like an explanation. What on earth does this blood prove? This blood is something the culprit of the IS-7 incident tried to conceal. It can't be. That's impossible. This blood was found inside the glass case of the Gemini sculpture. In other words, your blood was found alongside Mr. Dover's body. Ugh. Why would Mr. Gustavia's blood be in a place like that? That's a good question for Mr. Gustavia now, isn't it? If you intend to remain silent, then I'll reveal the truth myself. In the Gemini case, aside from the blood, we also found traces of salt and sugar. Salt and blood. And only one of Mr. Dover's sherbet desserts tasted salty. Come to think of it, I remember Miss Delicious saying the same thing 18 years ago. Oh yes, sherbet was most delicious. Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. But there was one piece that tasted so salty I couldn't eat it. Salter? It's right here in this photo. It's part of the lyre. That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation. Exactly. For some reason, salt had been mixed into the lyre. No other traces of salt were found in Mr. Dover's room. In that case, please explain. Where did the salt detected in the lyre come from? What? 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 That's not salty. That's not salty. That's not salty. That's not salty. Hey, rock salt. This is the rock salt lamp used as a murder weapon in the IS-7. I'll just run it down. I believe part of this rock salt lamp was mixed in with the sherbet from the lyre. At the time of the murder, there were 2 rock salt lamps in Mr. Master's room. One of those lamps took Mr. Dover's life. We know that Mr. Dover's blood was left behind on the murderous lamp. However, there are no traces of anyone's blood found at the crime scene in Mr. Master's room. Because the killer disposed all of the desserts with traces of blood into the streams of water, right? Yep. No other traces of salt were found in Mr. Dover's room. Speaking of which, weren't the 2 rock salt lamps found in Mr. Delicious' room also broken? Looks like both the lamp pillars are broken. Both their light bulbs are broken. Maybe they're dropped on the floor. Huh. We never did figure out why the other rock salt lamp was broken. Maybe Mr. Gustavia's blood was on the other lamp. If your blood was found on the lamps at the crime scene, you would have been suspected. As the culprit, you would have needed to conceal all traces of your blood from the police. Don't tell me he concealed it in the sherbet lyre. Exactly. The rock salt lamp and his blood were mixed into the sherbet lyre and hidden inside the glass case. Like the fountain's water, the sherbet desserts would not be analyzed right away. Perhaps he had planned to dispose of the sherbet when the opportunity presented itself. Then, the reason Mr. Gustavi came to this gallery. 18 years ago, the body and the evidence pointing to the killer were both stolen. Just gotta unmelt it. Even the killer could not have anticipated that. There was no way of knowing that when the body and the evidence would be discovered. So he planned to destroy the evidence before the Zodiac Art Gallery's grand opening. Dane Gustavia, isn't it about time you confessed? You are the true culprit of the IS-7. Oh. Monsignor Gustavia, you're the reason Monsignor Master is. Mr. Gustavia. Could it be? After all this time, my crime is finally brought to light. The prosecutors and defense attorneys 18 years ago never even came close. Bravo! Bravo! Well done, Sir Prosecutor. So you admit that you killed Mr. Dover? Huh? It is true I killed Isaac Dover. But he had only himself to blame. What do you mean? He was mean. Dover and I worked together in order to win the contest. No matter who won, we agreed that we'd share the angel's recipe. But he fucking reneged on the deal! Some meme like that. Deal went south. He was like, nah, fuck that. If I let you fucking get, you know, part of this recipe book, it'll undercut the value of it. Shit like that. Like, dude was probably a scumbag. Doesn't mean he can kill him, but... But, on the day of the finals, he stabbed me in the back. Literally. So it's over. This isn't what we agreed to. I'm sorry, Gustavia. The deal is off. What? But I made your dessert for you. I'm the reason you got this far. And what of it? Can you prove that you assisted me in any way? Dover, you were planning to betray me all along. Because of Dover's treachery, I was forced to make my finals entry on my own. It's just as Sir Prosecutor said. My son assisted me every day until the finals. What about your pride as a confectionery artist? A proud chef loses the ability to taste his own creations. That's a feeling an upstart like you would never understand. Mastering the art of dessert making is my reason for being. It is my one and only pride. Committing murder for the sake of pride, that's another feeling I will never understand. To say nothing of abandoning your own son. Such a thought disgusts me. Before you judge me, you should first understand what happened 18 years ago. On the day of the finals, my son never came to assist me. Thinking back on it now, I suppose Dover had a hand in that as well. Huh? What exactly happened to your son? I do not know. But it no longer matters. Ever since that day, my son meant nothing to me. Oh, so you were gonna cheat. From what I hear, he's still missing. That's awful, giving up on him like that. Without your son, you had no chance of winning, correct? Yes. And since I was guaranteed to lose, I needed a failsafe. During the afternoon tea time, I made my way to Sir Master's room. I just need to take a photo of the cure to my taste disorder. It would have worked all worked out. If only Dover hadn't interfered. Oh, Gustavia. Trying to steal a picture of my prize, are you? That hardly seems sporting. You! Cure for taste disorders. You have a taste disorder, don't you? This is rich. A pastry chef who can't taste. Dover, you. Gah! Puny worm. You're in no position to oppose me. Why, you? When I attempted to hit Dover, he struck me and sent me flying. I crashed into one of the rock salt lamps, and that was when my blood stained on it. So Mr. Dover wasn't the first one to be injured. To conceal my blood, I shaved away part of the rock salt lamp and mixed it into the sherbet. Oh, that makes so much more sense. I was so fucking confused how, like, just the rock salt lamp being near the sherbet made it salty. Thank God that he explained that. Holy fuck. I was so fucking brain fucked on it. After that, it became part of the lyre sculpture. So that's how you tried to erase traces of, erase your traces from the crime scene. Dover tried to blackmail me by using his knowledge of my taste disorder. If I didn't want it to become public, I was to pay him a large sum. So that's the reason why you killed Isaac Dover. Ha ha ha! Exactly. What reason do I have to let those who obstruct me live? Holy Jesus. He was the one who drew first blood. I simply gave him his just desserts. Desserts. So that was his motive. I carried the rock salt lamp, then poured my blood into Dover's room, and I beat the ever-loving shit out of him. Then I came up with a hiding place, where it would not be easily found. I get it, the room contained plenty of tools for sculpting Sherbert. Your deduction is spot on, Sir Attorney. It was the ideal place to shave away the rock salt. Then I proceeded to coat the surface of the Sherbert lyre with vast amounts of salty mixture. But why? Why did he try to pin the crime on Monsignor Master? Fuck him. You were wrong to blame me for that, Lady Catherine. Well, to be fair, that is karma. He wanted a quick and easy case so he could just fuck off and jerk off or something. If not for your unnecessary meddling, Sir Master would have never been a suspect. It would have been you instead. Well, actually, no, it would have been the fat lady. Why do you think I hid the murder weapon in fluorescent cloth in Lady Delicia's room? There's only one reason why you'd place a murder weapon in someone else's room. You wanted to pin the crime on Delicia. Me? Yes, that is correct. I did not like you. Gusty, why? Why me? As one who sought to be the world's best confectioner, I greatly respected Sir Master. It was never my intention to cast suspicion on him. But an insolent woman who dared to sully the contest with fake desserts. I had no problem letting someone like you take the blame for the crime. Oh, that makes me sad. If you hadn't snacked on other people's desserts, the body would never have been found. It was when Sir Master would be judging Lady Delicia's room. That's when I finally saw an opportunity to freeze the body, but before I could move the body, Lady Catherine had already discovered it. Why? Did you need to freeze Monsignor Dover's body? Why indeed? Haha. Monsignor Edgeworth, please tell us. The reason why is because it would throw off the time of death, and they wouldn't know when he was killed. He could have been killed like way earlier, when the judging wasn't, like when Delicia wasn't occupied. Why would Monsignor Gustavi have needed to freeze the body? Throw off time of death. Mr. Gustavi intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavi would have been suspected. Ha ha ha! That is correct. Preparations were necessary to freeze the body. While I was preparing in Dover's room, I placed the body in the treasure chest in Sir Master's room. Ah, yes. Thank God. What a moron. Why not just hide it in her room as well? I can think of no better hiding place at the time. But thanks to that gluttonous pharmacist, the lid of the chest broke. But why did you disguise him as an ice sculpture? Once the body was discovered, there would be no time to throw off the time of death. To buy time, you needed to hide it someplace else. How horrid. How could you hide Monsignor Dover's body within one of his own works? It all would have worked out if the body hadn't been discovered, while it was in Sir Master's room. If everything had gone according to plan, Sir Master would never have been arrested. So because I discovered the body, it's my fault Monsignor Master was wrong. It's his fault for killing the dude and putting it in his room. Fuck him. You can't fucking shift the blame. Dude, hide it in your room then. Jesus fuck. If you're gonna move it while it was Delicia was being judged or whatever, hide it in your room. Because you were judged after her, I think. Maybe. No, you would have been judged first. I think. Maybe. No. Delicia is the one on the left. Fuck. You judged after her, whatever. It's your fucking fault, dude. gate. Don't take his words to heart. Even if suspicion hadn't fallen on Mr. Master, Miss Delicia would have taken the fall. No matter who he targeted, the one at fault here is Mr. Gustavia himself. He could have just not killed him! The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also a dunce. To think he never reported the missing body to the prosecutor. Prosecutor Von Karma indicted Mr. Master without knowing the body had vanished. I see. That would explain why he looked so flustered at the crime scene. Although it's something that would stand out if you read the official documents. Could someone have intentionally distorted that information? At any rate, Von Karma found out about the missing body after he had made his indictment. And if he had let one person be acquitted, he'd have a stain on his much-prided, perfect record. That's why he concealed the fact that the body was hidden, and had Mr. Master declared guilty. What are you saying? For 18 years, that man has taken the blame for your crimes. Don't you feel anything at all? Ha ha! No. I don't care what you say. What a monster! I'm arresting him right now, sir! You can't. Like, it legit doesn't matter. Dude's a fucking scumbag, but it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. So you figured it out. That's correct. You have no right to sentence me. I mean, why not just admit it then? Like, why even, like, go through the whole rigmarole? Who fucking cares? What? But the culprit is standing right in front of us. Allow me to tell you the reason why you can't arrest me. It doesn't matter. Yep. Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years, is it not? In other words, it's impossible for you to arrest me. I only confessed my crime because the statute of limitations had expired. The statute of limitations for murder is 15 years? I mean, is there like possible accomplices on trial? The countdown stopped. Yo! Dude through. Suspect flees to or lives in a foreign country. Bitch, please. You're going to jail, motherfucker. Though I don't know if he's been in the different country for that long. Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing we can do? As long as the statute of limitations remains, arresting him is impossible. No way. My sincerest apologies, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Neither Mr. Gustavia's testimony nor your logic can be taken as official legal proof. Wait, what? Yeah, it literally can. Just because he can't be, like, prosecuted for it doesn't mean it's not legal proof. He legally admitted to it. He could go to court right now and said, I did it. It won't matter. The verdict of the trial 18 years ago cannot be overturned. It can be overturned. It just can't be, like, thrown on him. It can for sure be overturned. What the fuck are you smoking, sweetie? What about the fact that Mr. Dover's body was hidden? Even if we can't arrest Mr. Gustavi, that should at least earn Mr. Master a retrial. Really? I wonder about that. Actually, what earns him a retrial is someone confessing to the fact that they killed him. Bitch. Overturning a verdict of the goddess of law is much harder than you think. Is the PIC trying to justify the verdict from 18 years ago? Yes. How unfortunate, Sir Prosecutor. Why? Is there nothing I can do? Is there no way to continue pursuing Mr. Gustavia? I can arrest you, bitch. Maybe. It depends how long he is in, wherever. Throw the book at him. Your testimony is faulty. Take a look at this. It does say 15 years, but oh my god, we're gonna get memed on. Do I have to fucking press and be like, oh, yeah, You do understand it, you son of a fucking cunt. He said he went to a different country. It's possible that some of your actions 18 years ago were not affected by the statute. It's been so long, I've got nothing left to hide. Ask me anything you'd like. Very well. Could you explain to me what you did during these past 18 years? There you go. Certainly. After the contest, the medicine from the recipe book allowed me to fully cure my taste disorder. I then immediately headed to Zhengfa to train my design skills. So he wasn't seen ever since the case because he was in a foreign country. Indeed, and I'm certain that I went abroad to train. How long? About 1 year after that case, right before Sir Master's final trial began. And thanks to my training, I'm now a confectionery, unparalleled in both taste and design. You should not be proud of a poor position earned through the sacrifices of others. You can't bake a cake without breaking a few eggs. Sacrifices were necessary for my goal. That's horrible. Say what you will. The fact still remains that you cannot arrest me. I had to get more information out of Mr. Gustavia. Was there anything of note in his recent testimony? His training in Zhengfa. Could you please add the details of your training in Zhengfa to your testimony? Certainly. Nice. Now can I throw this at him? Thank you. Here's a book. Read. Dumbass. Then he'll probably be like, oh, I was only over there for a year, and then it doesn't even matter, because then it would have just been 16 years, and it still would have expired. One of the conditions regarding the statute of limitations for the murder is as follows. If the suspect flees to a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. Though to be fair, he wasn't a suspect at the time, but whatever. So the statute of limitations was suspended while you were overseas. That's right, the statute of limitations stopped while you were training in Zhengfa. Indeed. It is possible that the statute of limitations has not expired yet. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us how long you stayed in Zhengfa. Lie, baby. It would be exactly 3 years. Oh wow, go figure, it just expired then. 3 years, wait. Let's calmly think this over. The case occurred 18 years ago. Statute of limitations 15 years, and he was away for 3. 15 plus 3 is exactly 18 years. I'm sure of it. Mr. Edgeworth, we did it. The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet. It's gonna be day memes. Fuck. Ha. Exactly 18 years, eh? How amusing. So he realized. Why are you laughing? Statute of limitations still applies. Okay. It's frustrating, but the case occurred in December. It's April now, which means, yeah, date memes. Strictly speaking, the case occurred 18 years ago and 4 months ago. Well, then we have to get to him and be like, was it exactly the 3 years? Or was it 3 years and 5 months? 3 years and 4 months? We need the exact dates. His stay abroad wasn't quite enough. We were just a few months short. Not enough? That sucks. Like I said, it's impossible for you to arrest me. He must have known all about this when he confessed to his crime. Fuck him. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it really is a shame. If it was just 1 year earlier, the statute of limitations would not have run out. Those who undermine the goddess of law's verdict must bear the burden of their crimes. It seems you are simply incapable. What the fuck? Fuck off. This can't be the end. So, Monsignor Gustavia really is beyond the law's reach. She pulls out a fucking gun. See ya, bitch. Kate, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Kate, put it down. Objection. If you think you're taking matters into your own hands, I implore you to reconsider. There still might be a way to bring this man to justice. What? Unlawful death suit. Miles, remember the facts of the case 18 years ago. Just as you were mistaken earlier, it seems Mr. Gustavi has also overlooked one key detail. Overlooked? He wasn't present during Mr. Master's final trial, so he doesn't know the outcome of the trial. Oh, they'll just try him as an accomplice, right? Because there's no statute of limitations on accomplices. Oh, never mind. The countdown stopped and it took a year. Oh, wow. He got memed. Holy shit. There may yet be a way for you to arrest him. Miles, look over the book of statute of limitations again. I already did. 17 years ago, Master was falsely declared guilty for a serious crime. Thanks to that verdict, we weren't out of ammunition just yet. We aren't. Mr. Shields, you don't mean. Those who undermine the goddess of law's verdict must bear the burden of their crimes. I am Mr. Master's attorney. I can't use his suffering as a weapon in good conscience. For that reason, I leave the rest up to you. The trial my father and Von Karma battled over, and can I use that to arrest Mr. Gustavia? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Raise an objection. Fuck it. Always object. My father and Von Karma, their paths diverged. One revealed the truth, the other concealed it. The path that I choose is the one that reveals the truth. I see no further reason to prolong this trial. I hereby find Dane Gustavia not guilty. Overruled, bitch. Gustavia will stand in court for his crimes. Do you mean to say you have found a way to arrest Mr. Gustavia? Exactly. I'll show Judge Courtney the evidence that will shatter the statute of limitations. Take that. This thingy. IS-7 case file. Which page are you referring to? Case summary. The case summary page. I think it's the case summary page. Holy shit. Oh, god damn it, it's not this one. Fuck. It's suspect data. Fuck off. Oops. Oops. I would have assumed the fucking case summary would have been like, ah, here's what happened. There's nothing there. Could affect the statute of limitations. Ow. It's come so far, only to fail here. Fuck. I'll use that one false fact to bring the real truth to light. Suspect data. The suspect data page. At the trial, Jeffrey Master was found guilty of being an accomplice to murder, and took 1 year to arrive at this verdict. Right, that is indeed true. This book lists conditions in which the statute of limitations can be put on hold. The first, I've said earlier, if the suspect flees to a foreign country. But there's one more. If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached. What are you saying? Sir Master was found to be an accomplice? That's right. Mr. Master was sentenced after you had left for your trip to Zhengfa. He was found guilty, not of being the culprit, but of being an accomplice. It seems you didn't know that. That's absurd. Sir Master never committed any crime to begin with. You should certainly know this. Doesn't matter. Of course we do. That is why we are going to free him. To that end, we will shatter the one remaining obstacle in our way, the statute of limitations. You fled to Zhengfa for 3 years, and Jeffrey Master was being tried as an accomplice for 1 year. To put it all together, we see that the total time limit for that case is 19 years. In other words, 8 months in time. Statute of limitations not over for you yet. The goddess of the law is unerring in her judgments. However, it seems that the prosecutor at the time was not. I cannot believe it, but it seems the case will have to be reopened. This is absurd! You cannot arrest me. For the last 18 years, an innocent man has suffered greatly in your stead. Mr. Gustavia, it's now time for you to atone for your crimes. Good game, bitch. I had finally earned my place as the greatest confectioner in the world. Now you're the greatest confectioner in prison, bitch. To achieve that goal, I cast everything aside, even my own son. You can't even bring up your son now. Fuck off. You hated him. What a shame. You can't run from your crimes any longer. Fuck. Oh wow, he actually made himself. That's pretty cool. Okay. Sure. Dang, Gustavia's been taken into custody, sir. Yeah. So you're up next, right? Yes, I understand. I want to be the prosecutor. I'm going to press the lightest of charges on her. Actually, just saying, you don't actually have to arrest her. Okay, like, you literally don't. You can just overlook her crime. Like, it's up to the prosecutor to press charges. I'm just saying. I'm the prosecutor here. Fuck him. Fuck Pete. I don't give a fuck what he says. Like, I can file my own charges. Everyone, I'm truly sorry for all the trouble I've caused. I literally just wouldn't press charges. Fuck. She did nothing wrong. And thank you very much for catching Monsignor Gustavia. All she did is a small trap. It wasn't even deadly. He lived. Fuck off. What you did cannot be overlooked. Yeah, it can. Even if the crimes you committed were in response to the past injustice. Sorry, brother. I don't care. As a prosecutor, I am terribly sorry for what happened. No. I'm only getting what I deserve. Since I was the cause of all of this, you did nothing wrong. Kate, will you have me as your attorney? I'm not quite the same useless kid I was 18 years ago. I won't let them find you guilty. Oh, cute. Oh, Monsignor Shields. Yes. Thank you so much. Hug? Awesome. Just don't charge her. Fuck off, guys. You guys are the bad people. Sorry to interrupt, but it's time to go. Yeah, it's alright. Can we get her out on bail? I'm coming too. I'm gonna push you into the fountain. Fucking charging her. Judge Courtney, I can't help but feel that you've been dishonest with me. Dishonest? Whatever do you mean? You said that the verdict could not be overturned, but that was not the case. A reinvestigation and retrial were obviously required as soon as the missing body was found. I have no need to answer you. Seems she doesn't intend to ever give me an answer. Prosecutor Edgeworth, the PIC, has you in its sights. They will receive a report on everything you did here today. And you will most likely be required to appear before them. Oh no! I got an innocent man let go and got a real killer. Oh god! Get fucked. Get out of my face. Not interested. Now then, I shall take my leave. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. Hold on, Mr. Edgeworth caught the real bad guy. Didn't he do his job as a prosecutor? No matter how things turn out, I will never regret what I did here today. Mr. Edgeworth. Well, the problem is they're going to be like, you actually wanted to reinvestigate a case? Why would you guys want to do that? Maybe. Hey! Prosecutor Edgeworth. What is it? Why are you always sticking your nose into cases that you're not even involved with? My duty is to reveal the truth. Not only as a prosecutor, it's just who I am. And I get it. As long as you continue to think that being the best is all that matters, I doubt you ever will. Well, I don't get that either. I'm going home. What was that all about? There's much he still needs to learn. Billy! What is that? I knew Greggy's son could do it. I think I might be falling for you. Thanks for helping Jeffy. Well, thanks. Yo, Edgy, great job solving the case. I was busy drawing, so I really didn't catch all of it. Huh? Where'd Katie and Justy run off to? Maurice, you really weren't paying much attention at all, were you? Well, I hate to admit it, but Larry's doodles actually helped us out a few times. I should say something nice to him. Don't glare at me like that, I'm sorry. It was not my intent to glare at you. That patented Edgeworth glare. You're just like your old man. Is that so? Well then, Uncle Ray's gonna go pay Mr. Master a visit. You guys want to tag along? I'd be happy to accompany you.
Oh, me too.
April 2nd, 4:56 p.m. Detention Center. Visitor's room.
So this is Jeffrey Master. This Jeffrey Master, what's he like?
Oh, he's really a nice and gentle guy. He's still doing his best to make people happy. He actually cooks desserts for the inmates. Nowadays, all the prisoners and guards look forward to snack at time at 3 o'clock.
Oh, that's nice. I want to eat his desserts too.
So the chocolate cake we saw in the prison that other day. He was the one who made it. Interesting.
Oh, Gummy, why are you here? I heard everybody was coming to visit, so I escorted Mr. Master myself.
Hello, one and all. I am Jeffrey Master. Prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth at your service.
I'm Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you all. Mr. Master, Miles is your old defense attorney's son. You mean Gregory's? My father has done so much for me. Yet I betray his good faith when I made the false confession. I've heard the details from Mr. Shields. Mr. Master, I came here today to tell you everything we've learned about 18 years ago. 18 years ago? Kate committed a crime for my sake. Why would she do such a thing? Miss Hall has been trying to prove your innocence for the past 18 years. She is willing to do whatever it took to save you. Kate, she shouldn't have gone through so much trouble for an old man who let her down. Mr. Master, I don't think you realize just how much Miss Hall cares for you. I have something here that clearly proves the way of two of you share an unbreakable bond. An unbreakable bond. Prove that bond between Jeffrey Master and Catherine Hall. This should give Mr. Master some peace of mind. Fuck. What? Chocolate? I guess? I have no fucking clue. Holy shit. Sure.
Take that!
These chocolates. Did Kate make them? She did.
They're really sweet and tasty.
She's been making these chocolates for the past 18 years, so that she could give them to you whenever you returned. Kate. I'm sure they're very, very sweet. Yes, they truly are. Unfortunately, I cannot give them to you now, but
I can hand them over later in secret, pal.
it is against the rules, but right now I don't have the authority to stop him. Oh, thank you very much. So you remind me of an old friend. Do you know of a Detective Bad?
Of course I do. Detective Bad is my #1 role model, pal.
No one can talk about fate. Huh. He is slightly smarter, though. And by slightly, I mean very. Mr. Master, it's looking like we're about to get you out soon. I can only apologize that it took 18 years to do so. Raymond, I'm the one who should be apologizing. No, that's not it. What I really should be saying is, thank you. Mr. Master, now it's my turn to wait for Kate. I'll make her favorite sweets every day until she returns. Please look after her, Raymond.
Attempted murder's only gotta be like 20, 30 years, right? I mean, come on. Kill me. Please make it like the lightest sentence. You got it. She did nothing wrong. Whoever the prosecutor is, just fucking softball it. The IS-7 incident, the case I inherited from my father. After 18 long years, it's finally coming to a close. Though if she admits to it in like plea deals, technically, if this is the real world, she'd get a really, really good reduced sentence. Especially circumstances added. If you get a really nice prosecutor, they just might not press charges. I just keep saying that. Just don't fucking press charges. What she did is forgivable. Very forgivable. Miles, thank you for today. I'm sorry for leaving that final decision to you. No, I made that decision of my own free will. What are you talking about?
To arrest Gustavia, he had no choice but to use Mr. Master's false charge. To use Mr. Master's false charge, which I was originally supposed to protect him from.
The attorney inside me simply could not do it. So that's how it was. But after this, Uncle Ray is going to try and clear away that false charge as well. Yeah, I mean, just because it's a false charge doesn't mean it's not useful. Yeah, I understand. What? When they find out about the false charge, they won't be able to arrest Mr. Gustavia, right? If he's already arrested. It's true. Sure is a contradiction in the law. The way the law is right now, it isn't always completely right. Contradiction in the law. Yeah, it's like a bunch of the fucking rules are stupid. Who knows what will happen? The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. Like, if he's already, like, convicted and on trial, you can get a retrial. Just like Uncle Ray and Miles had grown up, you know? Because if you can get him acquitted on that retrial, it should work. Or just found not guilty, I guess. Because it would have just stayed the verdict. Because it would still be a verdict on an accomplice. People in the law both grow. Miles. Because it doesn't say need to be convicted, it just says needs a verdict. To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. Actually, if you got an innocent now, it would prolong it for another 15 years afterwards. I will. Well, if you ask Uncle Ray, you'll always be welcome down at the office. Alrighty then, looks like it's time for Uncle Ray to get going. I gotta go see Katie. Bye. Next time I see you, I'll be sure to thank you again. Really though, thanks for today. Fucking waved with the back turned. Mr. Shield seemed to be in a bit in a hurry. Indeed. I should be the one thanking him. I was able to face my father's last case because of him. When I was young, I wanted to become a great defense attorney like my father. However, under Prosecutor Von Karma, I learned that the ways of the prosecutor. Thanks to a certain friend, I was able to discover my own path in life. However, yeah, the friend's butts, obviously. Right now, there are forces trying to take me off the prosecutor's path. Maybe now is the perfect time to think about how I should live my life. The question is, why are they trying so hard to get him off the being a prosecutor? Gregory. Sorry that it took so long. It may have been 18 years ago, but finally, we've proven Mr. Master's innocence. Miles, your son, help me with that. The way he fought for the truth, he's just like you, Greg. Still not the kind of attorney you were, but I'll forever carry on. The convictions I inherited from you. Nice fucking straight face. And if I can... Hey, that's a frown, not even a straight face. Together with him. Wholesome. To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. The path I choose is... You can have both. You know, you can save people with being a prosecutor. I'm just saying.